Hey book nerds, I'm Travis, and this is Travis Reads Books. Well, it has been a long week of reading and video editing, but BOOKTUBEATHON 2017 is officially over. Or it will be at the end of today. Today's video challenge comes from Ariel Bissett, who runs BOOKTUBEATHON, and her challenge is simply to tell a story about a reading experience you've had and a book that's important to you. For me, that book, and a book that I've talked about in many videos, is Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy. You can see how many times I've been through it by the condition that this book is in. I think it might be just about time to invest in a new copy. Now, Blood Meridian was required reading for a course I took in university called American Literature, and which I suppose in America you would probably just call literature. But here it's a special kind of literature. And I, of course, didn't read it because I never read any of my assigned readings because I'm just very contrary that way. I've always hated assigned readings. I did in high school, I did in university, and even if I thought they would be really good books, if I had to read them, then I didn't want to. And I didn't read it, and it was sometime later, maybe a year or two later, I had it on my shelf because I had bought it at the beginning of the year, thinking I might actually do my required readings that year. And so I picked it up and read it, and it had a profound effect on me as a writer, because I knew at that point that I wanted to be a writer, but I didn't know what kind of writer I wanted to be. There were lots of books I liked, but there was no books I read that I thought, I wish I could write like that, or I want to write a book like that. And Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy was the first book I had ever read that didn't follow any rules. He just did whatever he wanted to. There were pages and pages on end that was all one sentence. Sometimes he would just forego punctuation for a chapter. Sometimes he would summarize a chapter in point form at the beginning of the chapter. Main characters didn't get names. They were simply referred to as the boy, the man, the judge. So when I read this book, and it's a fantastic book, and I loved every second of reading it, but it showed me that I could be a writer that didn't follow any rules I didn't want to follow. I'm still glad I studied literature and writing, and it's important to know the rules before you start breaking them. But when I read this book, it showed me that I was free to write whatever I wanted, and it didn't have to fall into a certain category or be written in a certain way. And even if I wrote something that was completely insane, like this book is, there's still a chance that it might end up being published. So I think it was really important to me developing into the writer that I am today. Well, that was my bookish story. As far as BookTubeathon updates go, I didn't do that great. I finished Bubblegum. I finished The Ones. I didn't finish any other books. I didn't get to any of the graphic novels I was planning on reading, mostly because they're big and I can't really carry them around with me, and I wasn't at home all that much during the week, so they never ended up being very practical to read. But really, 2 books in a week is pretty good for me, since I normally take weeks, if not months, to read books because I'm such a slow reader. So, in a way, it's kind of a success. But really, I think the point was just to have fun, read books, and make videos, and I did all those things, so I guess you could say I'm a winner. Now that I don't have to make any more BookTubeathon videos, I'll be back to my regular schedule of posting 4 or 5 videos a week. instead of 8 to 10. If you want to see those videos, be sure and hit subscribe. Thanks for watching. Love and respect. See you next time.